Hello there, I'm Moldy. We have a limited top running to the end of February. Check it out below this video. But today's video is all about this race car and car carrier. Looking at this set, I thought this too would be really cool for a mock build. And I actually got two of these sets for my Bricklink store, which never took off. So I was able to build this race car off ReBrickable. But we'll take a little look at that later because the set does have quite a bit to offer. The tops of both these vehicles do come off in city fashion, but I have found that the two red plates and the black 1x2 tile tend to come off with the roof. It's not a problem, but they're not held down very well. We get two minifigures with this set, which is nice getting two of them because you'll find out that the driver for the second vehicle is actually a combination of these two minifigures. Just simply swapping the head and hairpiece creates two brand new characters. The minifigure with the flat cap is sporting the exact same logo as on the racing costume in the car and also found at various points around the vehicle. Just before we do get into any of the specific details for both of these models, I would urge you, please do consider adding a 2x2 half tile and half plate element into your cars because again, Lego City stud them down on all four studs, and just to really minimize that risk of your minifigure legs cracking, chances are you're not going to be trying to fit your exclusive Star Wars minifigure in the front, but just to save any of your minifigures from cracking, make sure the studs are into the bottoms of the minifigures, and that goes for both the truck, the car, and also the mock we'll be taking a look at later on. The minifigure fits in even with that plate with enough headroom, and I like the pattern of the roof of the truck because the car just uses one of those 4x4 car bonnets. The truck's is completely brick built, which is really nice to see. But the car getting on the truck, well, there's a little sloped back. It's not down far enough for the car to drive straight up on it. So that is why Lego have included a little play feature, a little bit of Technic in the center of this truck, as well as supporting the wheels at the bottom, which enables the car to drive fairly smoothly up on it, and then also to stay on the back of this using some very clever triangle tile elements that go up, not on the wheels of the car, which is how I used to keep cars on the back of these trucks, but actually on the front guard. It hooks on that on all four wheels and enables the car to defy gravity when going up this ramp. There's quite a few stickers in this set, and for the mock, I used the second half of the sticker sheet, but the stickers do just add the extra bit of detail which goes well with these brand new hubcaps on the wheels, which give the illusion of some printing on the actual rubber tires themselves. And I hope we see this across some of the more common Lego sets in the near future because this allows us to see some crossovers in different brands supporting different racing teams. This isn't the first racing team we've got in Lego, but I believe the OWL logo is similar to an esports team that we've had even show up in our Lego CMF. So it's nice to see some repetition there. We've got the OWL just on the front of the lorry and on both sides of the spoiler of both this car and again, the mocked version that I found of ReBrickable. I'll give credit to the builder in the description because I've completely forgotten their name, but it is a really fun build. So let's pull that out and take a look at it compared to the original Lego model because the car doesn't look too similar, too different. It looks very similar to the original Lego model, but the big difference is in the actual features of the car. This is a car, it goes vroom, and that is all. Whereas a lot of the Lego sports cars have had detachable bumpers and spoilers, so you can mix and match them similar to how they advertise the Marvel mechs. So what this user on ReBrickable has done is added that feature with a few handful of extra pieces, as well as taking some pieces from the lorry and given us not only the detachable bumper at the front with a slightly updated style compared to the one that comes in the Lego set, but also the spoiler that pops off, so you can mix and match these with your other Lego City speed cars, though my favorite is putting them on backwards and just seeing how funky it looks. Something both of these cars have, and they do it really well, are these little guards that we've seen in a handful of Star Wars sets to garnish some of the larger Star Wars vehicles and also act as some barricades in the cheaper sets. But they're really nice because they create this nice aerodynamic look and are so satisfying to rub your finger down. Like I said, with the stickers, there are a handful of stickers, 4 of them on the main body of the truck, 2 on each of the sides here, because the dial on the cockpit, on the interior, in the driver's seat, it's not a Star Wars vehicle. Oh look, the tiles have stayed down, is printed. And because I did get a second set, I suppose you could use that element and try to fit it in the modified vehicle, but there's not a lot of room for a second one to be included. On these cars, we've got another printed sticker on either side, which is slightly recessed, an odd choice, though I have tried fixing that by adding a 1x4 plate in between the tile and the brackets, and it does look a little better this way. And then we also have a sticker on the top of the car, but I really like how they've got the spoiler just sticking up, and we do have one of each of the minifigures in the car, so perhaps these two can be racing. If you were wondering if this mock does fit on the back of the lorry, well, kind of. As it is, if you try to fit it on the back of the lorry and then you lift up the ramp, yeah, well, I guess that's not going anywhere. Originally, it would slide around. There you go. If you try to move it, it does move, because these triangles hook into the stud holes on the bottom of the car and don't provide that much grip. There are 2 ways you can fit this car on the back of the truck. The first one is just by removing the bumper at the front and hooking it on like the other car. It does enable it to stay and absolutely defy gravity. And the other method is a bit more easier and looks a bit better, keeping the bumper on. We have a stud just behind all 4 of these triangles or pyramids, and by moving them just simply one back, we now have the space at the front to hook the car with the bonnet still attached. And again, third time lucky, it's again defying gravity. So this isn't perfect, and if you lean it too far back, the car will fall off. But I think the feature that the car actually hooks on to the back, especially whilst the ramp is in its load-in position, is really, really cool, and a nice feature if you are going to be playing with this model. Again, I'll leave the ReBrickable, at least the name of the ReBrickable file that I found for this car, in the description. But by moving the pyramids back, you don't affect the playability with the original model. Now, as for whether I'll be keeping this build, it is pretty cool, but we're not a massive fan of cars. I see 8 wheels in this and think it could definitely turn into some miniature turbo tank. There's not a load of pieces for mocking this out, but there is a load of tiles and different angled plates. And like I said, we do have the Technic core just at the bottom of this truck, which provides quite a nice bit of support for any more fragile builds that plates otherwise wouldn't be able to hold up. So I'm definitely looking at this from a Star Wars mock perspective. There's not a lot that can be done, but there's definitely something to be done with all of the wheels included in this set. So keep an eye out for that. But chances are this will probably be broken down at some point for all of the slope elements. And we also do get with the mock 2 of those 1x2 clip elements that hold the invisible hand together and are really useful in different Star Wars sets. If you did have 2 of these trucks, it'd be interested to see if you could make this a double-deckered truck. Though having built the actual set and all the technique used to get this ramp to move backwards, you're not going to be able to do that for the second car just by using another set. I'm happy that I've built it, but this set probably isn't going to last long on my shelves. But this is the final Lego set review. So if you have missed out on the other 8 sets that me and my partner built over Valentine's, there is a completion video coming out later today. Stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash like on this video and subscribe for more Star Wars mocks in the future. And thank you so much for making it to the end. May the bricks be with you always.